getting my morning exercise climbing up these flights of stairs. I'm Rachel Delmar, you're watching Health Central. Now all this week we're going to be featuring sports, which brings us back to Strike Zone. Here we are at the O. Henry Sports Bar. Yes, I do realize it's a football as a logo. I know it's baseball day today, but hey, if I didn't say anything, you wouldn't have noticed. We're going to be talking to a really important figure in baseball, Mr. Boy Codinera. So, watch this. Can I have one?
Hi Rachel and all you guys watching Health Central. I'm Joao Manican, your sports correspondent.
We're here in the Rizal Memorial Baseball Stadium in Manila with one of the greatest Filipino baseball players of all time, Filomeno Codinera Jr., or Coach Boy as he's called by many. I talked to him about his career in baseball and how it all started.
Ang nangyari kasi para bang my life was just for sports kasi my father was a ball player. He used to bring me to practice. And then when I hear stories of the great baseball players, during the time they were talking about the Babe Ruth and Gary coming here and playing, you know, para bang maano sa utak ko. Parang ito na lang siguro ang mundo natin, yung baseball. So I really fell in love with the sport.
And this love made him one of the best players in the collegiate ranks. The next step was obvious.
Philippine team, as a player, I think I was in 16 or 18 national teams. For a time, walang activities ng baseball, naglaro ako ng softball. So I was recruited in the national team. We had the World Championship sa Marikina, 1972. Yun yung laban namin ng Mexico. Hindi ko matandaan, ang tagal pala nung laro, 7 innings na. Inabot kami ng 9 innings, tie score, 2-all. So suddenly, I was there at the plate. Hindi ko alam na full bases. So, the count ran into 3-2, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Basta pinalo ko na lang yung bola. Then everything went out of control. Takbo lahat ng tao. Grand Slam home run para.
After serving the country as a player, Boy Codinera looks back at the success of the Philippine team in the past and now strives to bring back glory as a coach.
Inabot ko yung golden era pa ng baseball. We were playing at par with some of the best teams in the world. Noong 1966, sumali kami sa World Amateur Baseball Championship sa Hawaii. Nag-third place kami. At a very early age, I was already coaching. I was recruited by Mayor Macario Asistio to teach the high school baseball of Caloocan and the high school softball of Caloocan. So, it was a new experience for me. That is when I started to look for books. Because what I was going to teach was based from what I know. One thing you have to learn in coaching is you do not expect the player to play like you. You have to teach them how to play. Teach them the correct fundamentals. And they could be better than you. Recently, we've been going through all over the country promoting Little League Baseball and this Palaro ng Bayan and the Batang Pinoy. And they asked for coaches. And I came down to make a list. I could not write 50 coaches with international capacity. So we have to teach these players who are now retired how to teach. Because you are now a teacher. You are no longer a player.
Continuing our conversation, we head towards the home run wall where Coach Boy tells me a little something about the stadium.
One thing that is of value to this place is this is very historical. Alam mo, I do not know of any place in Asia na ginawa ng Amerikano ng baseball stadium. Tayo lang. And this was purposely built because the American Big League All-Stars was coming. It was Babe Ruth over the fence. They have the name of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, Charles Pennell.
And of course.
And regarding health,
Everywhere, all over the world, people are now conscious of health. You know, because you might be the richest man in the world, but if you're aching every day, you have to take medicine, you cannot walk because you're tired and so on. It's one thing that money cannot buy, good health. And I can say that because I'm 61. I can still play. Fast pitch, softball, baseball, I can still play. That's the benefit I enjoy from working out. So every time I have the chance, I work out. And it is also a good example to the young boys that hard work is a must to excel. Nobody was born to be a great athlete without hard work. You look at Elma Muros, she works her butt out there at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's why she's still good at the age of 34.
Coach, maraming salamat po sa inyong advice.
My pleasure.
Valuable advice na binigay sa mga tao.
I have a workout at 2 o'clock. Some of my players will be coming over. So I'm looking for some players to augment my team in the UAAP. The competition is getting tougher. I heard we barely won against LaSalle last time. Plus last year we also had a hard time.
For those of you who just joined us, we're here with the baseball student athletes. They're from De La Salle University. Here we have Glenn, Joseph, and Dexter. How are you boys this morning? Okay, great. Now, Glenn here was part of the 1998 National Capital Region Baseball Selection for the Palarong Pambansa. He was the team captain of De La Salle last year. Bakit last year lang?
Last year?
Yeah.
Well, this year I'm graduating. I have to release some responsibility.
That's right. See, so kids out there, you gotta set your priorities straight. Last year, if it's last year and you're not like gonna be graduating, yes, you can be a team captain. Joseph, you played for the 1998 Philippine team with 18 under. What's 18 under?
18 under, maglalaro ka lang no age mo, 18 below.
Oh, so literally, kailangan 18 years old or under ka lang. O sige. Now we have Dexter Malonzo. Dexter is a shortstop and he's from Jeddah. I'm not saying it's a short trip from Jeddah, but he's the shortstop and he's from Jeddah. What brings you to the Philippines, Dexter?
Basically, I was born here, but my dad works for the Saudi Airlines, so I ended up going to school there. Eventually, that's where I learned how to play baseball.
What is this ball made of?
Well, okay, basically, inside the ball, you have a core. It's a rubber core.
Okay, basically it's made of.
Basically.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. It's rubber. It's a bunch of yarn, the two-piece leather. They just wrap around. Basically, the average weight of it is 5 to 5.5 ounces, I think, and the full rate circumference is like, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 9.5, I think, or 9 1/4 inches around.
Okay, what's the worst you've ever gotten? I mean, the worst hit you've had from a baseball, like on your forehead, on your mouth, losing a tooth.
My eye.
Your eye. So
Yeah. Basically, what happened was my coach hit a ball, line drive. The ball hit something, went straight to my eye. I was wearing glasses then.
Ooh, did it
So,
break
yeah.
in your eye?
Yes,
Did
it
you get
did.
glass in your eye?
It was not inside my eye, but around the orbital of the eye.
Ooh, kid, don't try this at home. So, what's the basic rule with baseball and glasses? Are you not supposed to wear your glasses? Are you supposed to get contact lenses? Are you just supposed to get eye laser surgery?
Advice, but you don't
Never
wear
wear glasses.
Never wear glasses. They're too to speak, okay?
Use contact lens or goggles.
Goggles, that's right. And what about you, Joseph? Anong pinakamasamang hit na nakuha mo? Sobrang sakit talaga.
Sa may part ng nose ko.
Sa may nose mo. Yung masama pa dyan, if you're walking out, baka sabihin nila, ay, napaaway talo. Diba?
They said that to me
Really? They told you that?
during class.
See? So that's really bad. And you, Glenn?
Hit by pitch. Here.
At the back.
Yeah.
So that's the worst that you guys ever had? Or it's like breaking a bone, breaking a whatever.
I broke something. My clavicle.
Ooh, how did you break that? From baseball or that's
Not really.
something
I was
else?
going to baseball practice. Then I fell from-
Directly.
You're going to baseball practice and you got in a really bad car accident.
No, it
So
was
that
not.
doesn't count, okay?
It's only that.
Okay, now what is this mitt, right? You call it a mitt?
Yeah.
Okay, what's a mitt made of?
Myth. Glove actually.
It's like a glove.
It's leather. It's
okay.
leather. Basically, it's leather. I know what
Leather.
I don't know if it's
Like
pigskin.
cow leather or
I
pigskin
have no
leather?
idea. All I know it's leather and that's it.
Okay, now how do you hold it when you catch?
when you catch. So basically, you just put all fingers in. Each finger is an allocated glove hole. Just put it in.
It's your non-throwing arm.
Non-throwing arm. This is a throwing arm, the right arm. If you're right-hander, you throw with your right hand. Then you catch with the left.
Alright.
There's two ways of putting a glove in. One is you take out the index finger, put it out.
For support?
Not really for support, for padding. It's basically, if a ball comes in, basically it hits here.
Oh, okay.
So all the padding you need is all here. So
Alright.
it won't hurt that much, but it will hurt big time. So during the 90s, I don't know when, all they have was like just glove. No padding, no nothing. Just plain hand and just plain. Just plain. It's just simple padding and that's it. You catch with the hand and that's it.
So that's one way of holding it. What's the other way of holding
Other way, just putting it all in.
it? Putting it all in.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, and don't go away because we'll be back with so much more of baseball. And with me are the most wanted coaches. Wanted not because they have criminal offenses, but because they are going to be promoting baseball in the country. Over to my left-hand side, your right-hand side, is the fiery Coach Chito, the coordinator of sports in De La Salle Isabel. He went to coach camps in the Major League team, Atlanta Braves, in 1995 and 1997. How are you, Coach Chito?
I am doing very fine. I am very busy promoting baseball, softball in the younger ages.
That's really great. I think baseball should be promoted, especially among the kids. You can start them young, right? Don't you think so, Coach Saki? Coach Saki here, Saki Bacarisas. Ang hirap ng funny name mo. Ikaw nga magsabi. Bacarisas. Bacarisas. Yun pala eh. Madali lang. Coach Saki here is the coach of the Guagua Little League softball team that went to the Little League World Series 4 times, di ba po? Tapos, you won 2 silver medals, 1 in Portland in 1996 and the other one just this year in Michigan. Wow, ang galing nyo naman.
Pero kumusta po kayo?
Slave driver ka ba? Kung yung mga bata na kina-coach mo, talagang tinatakot mo para maging magaling?
Actually, hindi naman talaga sa tinatakot, pero nandun din yung paminsan-minsan.
Oh, tama yan. So how do you think you're trying to, how will you be able to promote baseball here in the Philippines?
Baseball had always a good following in our country, especially because our sports atmosphere is patterned after the Americans. No? Unfortunately, we have a lot of deficiencies like the presence of baseball facilities, baseball field. That's why we are really having a hard time promoting the sports. But we believe concentrating on the schools, promoting it in the grade schools would greatly help in the promotion, since the problem of finances and buying equipment will no longer be that heavy in each and every team.
Coach Chito here I met through Boy Tingson, who's very involved in the Philippine Tot Baseball. Ang cute nga yung birthday gift niya sa akin, yung bear na may hawak na baseball bat, na may cap with my name initial. Talagang he's so into baseball, to promoting baseball. Coach Saki, anong difference? Kasi yung pagkakalam ng tao, baseball tsaka softball, magkaiba ba yan or magkapareho?
Halos parehos lang, pero yung softball kasi sa game of mga karamihan dyan, sa mga babae or sometimes mga matatanda na rin, kung softball mo sabihin. Baseball kasi sa mga lalaki dapat.
Pag sinasabing baseball, kailangan lalaki.
Hanggat maaari lalaki, dahil wala naman talagang baseball sa babae. Pero kung babae ka, pwede ka lumaro sa lalaki.
So
lalaki
basically pareho lang yan.
Parehos lang.
Softball kasi soft lang ang girls. That's what you think. Actually, not really. So, what's the latest in baseball nowadays?
In fact, we are going to open the home run basic, which is been in existence for the past 5 years, and it really involves the private schools and the public schools here in Metro Manila. No?
Home run basic, is that going to be like an inter-school competition?
It's an inter-school competition wherein we have the public and the private schools players to choose from to represent the country in the different international competitions which the Philippine Tot Baseball under Edu Manzano and Boy Tingson are running. No? So we start our season in November and we usually end in March. And by then, we come up with the Philippine team selection to prepare the kids to represent the country either in Asia Pacific, in Japan, or hopefully even in the World Series in America.
Wow! Sa pagkakatingin nyo, yung pinakamahirap in baseball, lalo na para sa mga bata, di ba? Kasi tinatrain mo sila.
Mas mahirap kasi ang baseball kasi marami kang dapat pag-aralan dyan eh.
Unang-una.
Yung pagsalunal at paghagis, marami kang dapat hindi pati from head to foot hanggat maaari.
Tapos mga senyas pa dyan, di ba? Ganyan,
yung mga senyas,
okay na yan.
Una-una talaga yung positioning.
Yung parang ganyan na, di ba? Kailangan, I think the ball has to, if you're like pitching, it has to go between the shoulders and the knee.
Yeah, yun ang strike zone niya.
Tinan mo, may naalala pa ako.
Yun ang strike zone niya.
Yun ang strike zone niya.
Your armpit and above your knee.
Incidentally, we're here at strike zone. So that's what it means. So talaga mag-start siya galing sa pagtapon. Para may pagtapon, kailangan naka-warm up yung shoulders mo kasi dapat...
Talaga ba?
Diba? Ganyan.
Yan ang softball.
Ano yung baseball? Overhand. Ganyan. May matching ganyan pa ng paa. Ganyan, diba?
Buti mo alam mo.
Hindi. Nakakita ko lang. Tapos yung pagsalo, mahirap ba yan yung pa!
Wala naman talagang mahirap kung practice mo lang talaga. Umpisa mo na sa basic.
Sige. Pero before we let you guys go, we have one thing in common, diba? The three of us, we're all great baseball people. No, I'm just kidding. We're all from Cebu, where baseball is the #1 sport, or the second sport after basketball.
Actually, it used to be a very popular sport. In fact, in the different barangays, it's still very alive. No? Softball, in fiestas, in the city mayor's cup and all those things. Softball has always been there. Baseball is not really being pushed since the problem is the facilities again. Unlike softball, you can just play it in
anywhere,
small fields, and so it's really very alive in Cebu.
That's right. So, salamat kaayo ha, Coach Chito o Coach Saki.
magbatisag mo din ha og Bisaya. Abi pa lang, di mo Bisaya.
Ano, kumusta mo sa Cebu? Kaya mo diya?
Isug kay ni mga coach na to. Well, if you guys didn't understand what I just said, I said our coaches are tough because Cebuanos are known for being toughies. Don't go away because we'll have so much more of baseball when we come back at Health Central.
I'm Ito Wark. I'm the sports coordinator of De La Salle Subic and the former head coach baseball and softball of De La Salle University. Today, I'm going to discuss some important points on the basics of baseball, throwing and catching. In front of me is Batu Ledesma, the team captain of the De La Salle baseball team. He is going to demonstrate to us mechanics of throwing. If you notice, after catching ball, very important to take note that the thrower should always throw the ball in an overhand motion. What I mean by overhand motion is the arm should be at least 90 degrees angle with that, but upon throwing the ball, it's also very important that his threat should also be coming from the legs. It's important to execute the crop, which is hopping for throwing, which is what he's doing now. By doing that, it greatly helps the speed as well as the right ball towards where he's throwing it. On the other hand, this is Jos Coreliana, the pitcher of the baseball team of De La Salle University. He's going to demonstrate the mechanics catching. You have touched the ball in front of your body or even in front of your face in such a way that you have a very good sight of the ball. You're afraid of the ball and avoid take away your head from the ball. All the more you commit the error of catch the ball. Here you see Joseph catching the ball with his other hand supporting the catch, so that he commits an error, the throwing arm is ready to make another catch. In fielding ball, very important to take note about the stances of the fielder. It's very important to also take note that right-hand fielders usually have their left foot over than the right foot. And in the ready stance, the entire body is as much as possible very close to the ground. Just like an airplane, the fielder charges the ball, and the moment he's very close to the ball, he goes as slow as he could to pick up the ball. Then, to start his throwing motion, he soars up. Just like touching down and soaring up for the flight. In fielding fly balls, it's very important to take note that fielder should always touch the ball with two hands as much as possible. He should be able to read the ball, the flight of the ball, and be there to catch the ball underneath. In hitting, it is very important that the batter picks the right for him. It's basically being comfortable with it when you carry it with your one hand. After making a good selection of a bat, very important is the grip of the bat, which is basically two hands aligned, two knuckles aligned. Okay. I'm going to toss this ball, and the host will execute how a right-handed batter should swing the bat. Your eyes should always be in the ball until the contact has been made. On behalf of the De La Salle University baseball team, team captain Batu Ledesma, and assistant team captain Joseph Orellana, we would like to thank you and highly recommend to stay healthy by playing baseball.
We hope you guys enjoyed the show for today about baseball. Please join us tomorrow 10 to 10:30 right here at ABC 5 as we feature another day of Sports Week right here at the Strike Zone. Thank you for watching. Let us know how you think we feel. Write us at howfeelyou@hotmail.com. Alright, top. Leave me alone. I want it now. Selling cherries here. Can you believe that? Good morning, Philippines. How are you today? It's a nice morning. The sun is out. Birds are chirping, or at least I think they are. I'm Rachel Delmar. You're watching Health Central, and we're still here at the Strike Zone because all this week we're covering Sports Week. We're going to be talking to a knockout of a person. If you're wondering, now can this knockout be male or female? Well, I'm not going to make you guys wait in suspense because I know you guys can't stand that. It is a female, and we're going to be finding out how it's been, how her gym is, and how things have been since she got married. So, come along.
He drinks a whiskey drink, he drinks a vodka drink, he drinks a lager drink, he drinks a cider drink. He sings the songs that remind him of the good times, he sings the songs that remind him of the better times.
Like I said, we were gonna meet the woman herself, commercial model, gymnast, taekwondo girl, the all-cute Milo girl from before, Bea Lucero Ludier. How are you, Bea?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, for those of you who don't know because you were born too soon, Bea here was in the national team from when she was 5 till she was 15 when she stopped.
Yeah,
and
7 till 15. I
Oh,
started
sorry,
gymnastics when I was about 6 years old.
6, wow, that's pretty good, huh? Did you get into it because you wanted to, or your mom told you, hey, this is a good idea?
Well, my mom thought it was a good idea that I wanted to get into sports, and so when I chose gymnastics, she's like, yeah, by all means, you know, get into gymnastics if that's what you want to do. And so I started, and I loved it so much that, you know, she could never bring me home from the gym.
And you know, I think gymnastics didn't really become popular until you made a name.
Well, no, gymnastics has always been popular worldwide, just not in the Philippines.
Yeah.
It hasn't been as popular a sport, I guess, because it's hard to find the right equipment and the right coaching. And even during my time, I had a hard time finding the right coaching, and so I had to leave for the States for a number of years. I lived in the States for about 4 years to train. I lived in a dorm, and I had to live, you know, away from my family. But
wow, at what age was this?
I was 9 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, but then, I mean, those are the small sacrifices you have to make when you want to be a world-class athlete.
But then it paid off because she won the gold in the balance beam in 1985 and also the gold for the balance beam in 1987, plus the gold in the all-around, which means all four
women's events
yeah, that
put
are put together. So that's really, really prestigious that she brought all this back to our country. But when you think of gymnastics, you really think Bea Lucero. You know, it's really synonymous.
Thank you.
Bea, she won also in the Southeast Asian Games. That's where she won the gold medal.
But then there are a lot of good gymnasts now. I mean, a lot of good Filipina gymnasts, because gymnastics is getting to be a popular sport in the Philippines, and the Filipina body is perfect for gymnastics.
I think so too.
It's a perfect sport for Filipinas, yet somehow I guess we just don't have the right training as of yet. There are good gyms out there, but then not yet world class. But I mean, just for recreational, it's a fantastic sport to get into.
What's the worst you've ever hurt yourself, like from when you were a kid?
Oh, so many. You know, when I was in the States, because of the rigorous training, every week I'd be injured. I'd have, you know, pains in my arm, my leg, my knees, you know, so many injuries. But then I had broken both arms.
Wow.
I twisted my knee.
At the same time?
No, not at the same time. But what's hard is when you break one arm, you know, you're babying it. And when you start getting into the gym again to train, you baby the arm a little bit.
So you start from scratch.
And so you don't start from scratch, but then you start putting all the pressure on the other side.
Arm, and then
so
you hurt that.
You hurt it. So it's quite hard, but then I guess that's the price you have to pay when you know, want to excel.
So nothing like really permanent, like you broke it, but now it's fine. It's as good as new.
my husband always teases me. He says that he's gonna have to take care of me later on in life because my bones always crack when I wake up and I get out of bed and everything's cracking. He's like, oh gosh, I know I'm gonna have to take care of you. I'm like, yep, you have no choice.
But that's okay, you earn a name and it's worth it. And from gymnastics, you waited for a whole year till you shifted to Taekwondo?
Yeah, I didn't really wait. I just, I started having a normal teenage life or whatever I could have,
Finally a life,
yeah,
okay.
at like 15 to 16. And then after that, I had gained some weight because I was used to about 8 hours of training a day. So my body was used to that. And suddenly I hit this age where, of course, I was starting to develop. And then I was gaining weight because I wasn't training 8 hours a day anymore. So I had gained quite a number of pounds, and so I thought, God, I need some exercise. And I thought, okay, Taekwondo sounded good. I mean, it's a martial art.
But why Taekwondo? There's so many different sports.
Well, I personally like individual sports. I've always liked individual sports. I think that for my personality, I just like it when I want to be there to train. I'm there on time and I'm in the gym training.
That's
and sometimes I have a hard time when it's a team and someone's late and I just feel a little bit bad. So my personality suits an individual sport. So I was looking at the different individual sports and then I thought martial arts. I mean, it's good because I've got gymnastics background and so the flexibility was still a little bit there,
That's right.
And the strength was a bit there.
I'm sure your kicks were really high compared to all the other things in Taekwondo.
But then, and I'm not really scared to get hit.
You're not?
No, I mean, I get scared sometimes, but then it's not like I worry, you're gonna hit my face, or, I'm gonna get a black and blue, or, I'm gonna break my nose. It wasn't like that at all whatsoever. I mean,
is that because of personality, or that's because of gymnastics from when you were younger?
I think both, because I was so used to getting hurt, that it was really no big deal. And it's also my personality that I just, at the time, I just really didn't care. I didn't care what I looked like. It was just like, okay, I want to do this. If I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna fight. And I also do have quite a strong personality that I thought it'd be a good sport. So I know that the association, it was really important that the association was good. And Mr. Hong, my coach, is an excellent coach. And there wasn't, because I had come from gymnastics where there's a lot of controversy. And in Taekwondo, there's none whatsoever. I mean, it's the perfect association you could ever dream of. I thought, God, what a change. So I got into it, and then from twice a week, the first 2 weeks, I started doing it already every day after 2 weeks.
You really got into it?
Yeah, after 2 weeks, I got into it, and the 2 days became like 4 or 5 times a week. And then after about 2 months, I started training with the national team, and like after 6 months, I had made the national team. And
wow,
from
just
then
6 months?
Yeah, and from then on, I just it was just Taekwondo all the way for the next 3 years.
That's great. And don't go away, because when we come back, we'll have more of Bea Lucero and her knockout, her new baby, her gym. We're back, and like I promised, we're going to be talking to Bea about her gym, which is located at the Strike Zone 5th level. Bea, how did you think of putting this gym up here?
Well, I've been in Taekwondo for quite a while, and my husband was putting up a sports center. I guess he also had no choice. I just he's married to me, and to not have a Taekwondo center in his, in a sports center, how could that happen?
Exactly, it's like cheeseburger without cheese, right?
That's it. So he had no choice. He had to include me, and so that's how Knockout started. Everything's pretty simple in Knockout and in Taekwondo. We don't need that much equipment.
That's
we just
right.
need mats, and it's such a popular sport now, and it's close to my heart. So I thought, God, it would be perfect to have this gym.
And he would have had a hard time for the rest of his life if he didn't put this up.
Yeah, I know. And he had thought of the name. Well, we were thinking of all these names, and he came up with the best name. And so
I think Knockout's a great name.
I think it's a fantastic name as well. So when he came up with the name, we were like, okay, that's it. Here's the gym. It's starting.
That's the good thing about your gym is all you need mirrors, a mat, and you can have all these things that you offer. Like you have Taekwondo, of course.
Yeah, I have Taekwondo, and I have that almost every day. I've got Muay Thai, which is
what is Muay Thai? Like I have no idea what Muay Thai is.
It's Thai kickboxing.
Thai kickboxing?
Yeah, Thai kickboxing, and it's full contact as well. And I've got Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Have you watched UFC?
No, I'm afraid not.
A lot of people have seen UFC. It's a Ultimate Fighting Championships, and it's a really popular thing now. But then Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu's part of that. The Gracie family, which is popular in the States, started this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and so I have it. I've got the association started about a year or so ago, and I asked them to teach here, and so they agreed, and so it's fantastic because this is going to be their second location for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
And Knockout here, it's a martial arts center, is affiliated with the Philippine Taekwondo Association
and Carlson Gracie Jr. Association as well.
So you guys don't have to be worried that, you know, people are going to be teaching stuff that they don't know about, like in some gyms, because they're affiliated.
Definitely not. I mean, of course, you know, I'm putting my name out as well, and my husband is as well, and of course we don't want to give anything that isn't just the best.
And you also have women's self-defense, which is really important for those women who are scared to go out at night and get raped, or even during the day, right?
Yes, but then among all of these, most of these classes that we have, the Taekwondo, the Muay Thai, and the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you can continue to do that for a very long time. I mean, it takes years to actually hone your skills. Whereas in the women's self-defense, it's about a month-and-a-half class, and then you graduate from that. So it's only a month and a half.
It's just a one-time thing.
Yeah, but then it just teaches you the very basics of how to defend yourself, like when you're in the street and someone tries to grab you. You know, the basic. So it's really good for all the women that want to try it out.
And the best thing is the schedule is pretty good. It's always like after work, like it's 7:30 to 9.
Yeah, it's like 7:30 to 9 or 6 to 7:30. So very good schedules for everyone that lives in this area, or even from Makati. I'm sure that a lot of people from Makati will be coming over for the classes. And on Saturdays, I've got a class as well for Taekwondo from 10 to 11:30, which will be really good for the kids that live around the area as well.
That's right. And for those people that don't know, Bea here is pregnant, which is why she's not teaching. But do you think you're gonna teach after?
We'll see.
Way after you give birth and your baby's like nice and cute and big already.
Hopefully, we'll see. I mean, I don't want to say anything right now. I still have a long way to go. You know, I'm almost 4 months. I'm 4 months pregnant, and so that means another 5 months. And then hopefully I'll be breastfeeding for quite a while. And you know, there's just this whole long process. But then I'm definitely going to be operating this, and I'll be here all the time. Until, you know, until I just really can't, until I'm in the hospital and I can't, you know. But then after I give birth and all of that, I'll be here. The teaching part, I can't promise anything. I don't want to promise anyone anything.
Maybe.
Yeah, just maybe. But even if I don't teach, I have excellent teachers that can teach you just the very best, because you know, of course, we always want the very best in Strike Zone.
Okay, one last question. Okay, when your baby's born and he or she's like this high already.
Gymnastics or taekwondo?
Yes. I'm so predictable. What do you think you're gonna push more for?
Actually,
honey, why not this?
No, but see, my husband's also into basketball and softball. You know, and
Total
he's like,
athlete.
So he's like, okay, what are we gonna do? I'm like, how about gymnastics? He's like, how about soccer? How about basketball? I'm like, oh, well, you know, just as long as our children get into sports, you know.
That's fine with you.
Boy or girl, our children or children of friends and all the children out there, I mean, just as long as they get into sports, no matter what kind of sports, it's good for them.
That's really good.
So,
that's true.
Whatever they get into, it's going to help them. It's going to help their personality, their character, their discipline, and they're going to learn how to work hard. And sometimes you don't always win, but that's part of life. So I think that it sends such a good message to all the children out there that we just promote sports. And I think this is what this building's all about, just promoting sports and getting people fit. There's another way to have fun. You don't have to go to the bar if you don't feel like going to bars, or you come here at night and you just work out and with a lot of friends, and you can have dinner. There's so many activities, the wives can bowl if they want to bowl, or
your husband and wife can come together. The husband can
with
play
the
billiards.
kids, the husband can play billiards or basketball, and the women can
go bowling.
Yeah, the wife can go bowling or
self-defense.
Yeah, there's so many things to do. So it's really a family affair that's so wholesome that I think that a lot of people just flock here to take part in any kind of activity in the building.
Plus, it's also a good way to spend the night. Like if you want to go out at night and instead of just like drinking and smoking the night away and like wasting your brain cells, because alcohol brain cells don't regenerate. You can be here, you can get involved in sports, and hey, get a better body, be healthier, live longer.
Yeah, that's true.
We'd like to thank you very much, Bea.
Thank you so much.
You guys out there, don't forget what Bea said. Get your children into sports. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Today's featured sport is, of course, something that we derived from the Koreans, and that's not kimchi, and that's not bulgogi, that is taekwondo. We're not talking food here, we're talking sports because it's Sports Week, yes. So we take you right over to the Rizal Stadium where Coach Stephen Fernandez will tell us the basics.
Hey Rachel and all you guys watching Health Central out there, I'm Joel Manigan, your sports correspondent. I'm here with Coach Stephen Fernandez to teach us some taekwondo basics. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, so today we'll just do some of the most basic kicks, striking the shield, and to assist me are two of my teammates in the national team, or players, John Abutike and Alvin Taraya. So what we want to have now is how to kick properly, because anybody can kick, but by utilizing the right movement, the kicks can be maximized, especially striking with the right area of the feet or foot. So the first kick will be a 45, or striking with the instep, giving maximum leverage and power. So si John will do it in slow motion first, and then he'll do it in actual speed. Okay, so let's try. Okay. So what is important is to raise the knee, okay, get the maximum height, and just before impact, you release the leg, striking with full instep on the target. So it will go like this, John. Okay, so extended yung body and the leg, and the power is fully from the hips. Okay, okay, so that's the 45 kick. I've been coaching the team since 1993. So mula nung nag-retire ako from competition. Sa Philippines ngayon, ang taekwondo, the growth has been very tremendous. Especially sa NCR at ngayon na rin sa mga provinces. So meron tayong program sa grassroots level and in the elite program. So the next one is a roundhouse. Okay. Yan. So the roundhouse is just the higher version of the 45. So this time you twist a little more, still, okay, having a good visual of your target. So importante na pag sumisipa yung practitioner, talagang nakikita niya yung target. So right after the kick, he is ready to follow up if necessary. So roundhouse. Okay. So that's a roundhouse kick. So John is showing you the most common kicks in competition and in practice. Okay, so that's the roundhouse. And Taekwondo's growth in this country has been really spearheaded by our chief instructor, si Mr. Sun Chon Hong. So he's been responsible for organizing all the competitions, introducing it to the different branches of the military, as well as in the different colleges and universities. So siya talaga ang may trabaho ng paglalaki ng Taekwondo dito sa ating bayan. And for the success of the national team, we owe it all to him. Especially also to our seniors who have been members of the national team, who have contributed greatly in the international scene. Okay, next one is the turning side kick. So the turning side kick is striking with the heel this time, and it is a thrust kick intended to the body or to the face of an opponent or target. So the turn is short. Okay, so minimal movement lang, para walang sayang na galaw. Okay, but the extension of the leg is still full. Okay, so pagsipa niya ng turning side, importante, yung heel at saka yung balikat niya will be in a line. Okay, so it has a linear kick striking the body. Okay, the movement of the leg is linear, but the turn is what gives the person the power. So that's the turning side kick. Well, actually, anybody can learn Taekwondo. Most kids start at 5, and there is no age limit. It does not discriminate anyone, male, female. And it is good, because it trains not just the body, but as well as the mind. And the last one is the axe kick. So these are the most common kicks, these are the 4 most common kicks in competition. So we run through the 45, the roundhouse, and the turning side. The last one will be the axe kick. So it is a straight kick simulating a chopping movement. And what is used is the sole of your foot targeting the face, shoulder, or chest. Okay, so importante rin na pagsipa niya, okay, kita niya yung target all throughout, before and after. Yan. So, yan ang axe kick. Those were the 4 most common kicks in Taekwondo competition. And again, with me are 2 members of the national team, Alvin Taraya and John Abratike. Thank you very much.
Of starlight and a dozen roses too. Then let it rise for 100 years or 2, and that's a recipe for making love. It doesn't need sugar, cause it's already sweet. It doesn't need an oven, cause it's got a lot of heat. Just add a dash of kisses to make it all complete, and that's a recipe for making love. And if you've made it right, you'll know it. It's not like anything you've made before. If you've made it wrong, you'll know.
I get knocked out, so I get up again, and whatever. I'm getting knocked out. You know, I'm going crazy here because I got knocked out a bit earlier. We hope you enjoyed the segment for today on Taekwondo. Don't forget to join us every day, Monday to Friday, 10 to 10:30 a.m. at ABC5 Health Central. If you have any comments, questions, and or suggestions, you can write to us at howfeelyou@hotmail.com. I'm Rachel Delmar, and you're watching Health Central.
He drinks a whiskey drink, he drinks a vodka drink, he drinks a lager drink, he drinks a cider drink. He sings the songs that remind him of the good times, he sings the songs that remind him of the best times.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Rachel Delmar, and you're watching Health Central. Now, this whole week, we're featuring Sports Week, and today in particular, we're going to close in on tennis. Yes, the very favorite sport of my good friend, Felix Barriatos. He was really known for it, and we're here in this place called Turkey's. It's a 50s kind of diner thing going on in here, and as you can see, it's like really cool, really American. And if you're wondering why it's called Turkey, well, for the simple reason that aside from serving turkey, which is not only served on Thanksgiving, you can also get 3 strikes from the bowling lane over here, 8-lane bowling lane, and 3 strikes in a row is called a turkey. So let's boogie on down here because I'm getting hungry.
Hi, I'm Joseph Lizardo. I have my camp here, the Joseph Lizardo Tennis Camp, being held in EDSA Plaza, Shangri-La. As you can see, most of my kids are very young, and this is a great age to start. Not just, it doesn't have to be in competition, but just to get the kids get some exercise instead of like sitting in front of the TV just playing PlayStation and all that. You don't know, maybe their kid will turn out to be a great player or will be one of the best in the world.
My name is Enrique Leandro Garcia Diaz Enriquez, and I'm 7.5. My dad wanted to be #1 in the world in tennis, and because it's fast, and I just want to play tennis. I like playing tennis because when they give the ball to you, you get to hit hard, or you just get to play around.
Hi, my name is Cesar Rodriguez. I'm 12 years old, and I love to play tennis. It's real fun and exercise.
Who's your favorite player?
Me, myself.
It's more on, discipline. I want all the balls up in 1 minute. All the balls up in 1 minute. "15 seconds. "30 seconds. All the balls must be up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Right now, 2-round sprint ready. Go. Let's go, let's go. 2-round sprint. 2 courts. The kid's supposed to pick up the balls in a certain amount of time, and I saw 3 balls after the time expired. So that's the punishment. They have to work together as a team, So if let's say one guy doesn't do his job in one court, like that court right there, everyone gets punished. It's not a punish, it's like, a fun thing to run.
Rory, and I like playing tennis because it's fun. I'm Angela Cooney, and I like playing tennis because it's fun. I'm Robert, and I like tennis because I can whack a ball. I'm Tommy. I like playing tennis because it's fun and you get to see a lot of friends and you get fun and got a good coach. I'm Ben Logan and I like tennis because it's fun and you get lots of exercise.
So who's the best coach around?
Wow, guys, you do better than that. One more time. Hi, I'm Joseph Lizardo. I like tennis because it's fun and I get to play with them. I'm enjoying coaching. I'm 30 years old. I've done basically whatever I wanted to do with my career. And, coaching is fun. You get to, tell them your experiences and stuff. Bad kid, bad kid. So if you're interested, we're here in EDSA Plaza Strangula. So just come and call us here, or just show up and just join. See you soon.
Now we have Natalie. She was the #1 player in Hong Kong and for the women's. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, thank you.
And we have Serena, who is #1 in junior, #3 in women's, right?
Yeah.
How are you this morning?
It's okay.
Okay, now, basic concerns of women. Are you not worried that from playing tennis, you guys might like get dark or the sun might damage your skin and you might get like wrinkles?
No, not really, because when I was little, I liked the sport, and I was never really that girlish. I used to hang around with boys, but I do get kind of conscious sometimes, and especially when I'm around boys, I'm kind of conscious.
Really? And what about you? Are you like worried that you're gonna get some really hefty muscles and you might be going out with guys with smaller biceps than you, and you're gonna have like nice strong legs while their legs are small and skinny like chicken legs?
Sometimes I'm conscious because my friends are white and they have beautiful skins, and I'm dark, like that.
But hey, you guys, all you people with a tan, especially the women, if you have a tan, don't worry, go to Italy. They love women, with darker skin. So you're gonna have a great future there. So how did you get into tennis? What started you off?
First, my dad teach me how to play tennis for just exercise like that.
So yung daddy mo, tennis player din siya?
Yeah, but club player lang.
Club player lang? Bale, nalagpasan mo pa yung level ng daddy mo?
Yeah.
Pero proud naman siya, hindi naman siya nahihiya.
Hindi.
And Natalie, what about in Hong Kong? Is it like really famous, the sport, or is it more, do you find it's more famous here in the Philippines than it is in Hong Kong?
In Hong Kong, I think, because there used to be a lot of open tournaments there, and compared to here, I'm new, but right now I see tennis as a more important sport in Hong Kong than it is here.
Okay, and how many hours a day do you train?
Right now I'm training 4 days a week, 5 days a week, because I'll be leaving on Monday, and I'm training twice a day.
Twice a day, and how many hours and how often do you train?
3 days. 3 hours a day.
3 hours a day?
Yeah, 6 times a week.
Are you in school?
Yeah, I'm in school.
Here?
Montessori.
Are you in school also here?
Yeah.
Okay, so right after school, you go to rehearsals? Nagre-rehearsal ka na, nagpa-practice ka na kagad pagkatapos?
No, kasi nasa home study program ako, parang sa DEX. So after I finish studying my subjects, I go to school to take exams for that.
And when do you have time for your boyfriends and dating and phone calls? If you're gonna have to go to school, and after that you're gonna have to train for such and such number of hours.
Well, very conscious around guys, but usually I don't have enough time for boyfriends because I'm school and then tennis, school and tennis. But if I'm around guys, I do get a bit, I have fun around them.
So ano yung health regimen mo? Nagda-diet ka ba? Or kahit ano na lang? Kasi total 3 hours ka naman a day nagtitrain.
Wala naman po akong diet, kaya lang kung minsan iniiwasan ko kumain na marami kasi masyado medyo medyo tumaba ako ng konti. Pero ngayon siguro nagda-diet ako, pero konti lang. Ayan.
Okay, and what about you, Natalie? Do you follow a certain diet?
No, I don't follow a certain diet at all, but I eat whatever I want, but I have to exercise after that, run, skipping rope, play tennis, which keeps me, fit and concerned about what I eat. But I don't really have a specific diet to follow.
Okay, they don't have a specific diet to follow. Neither of them do. But we have one final question. Mas easy ba kung magda-date ka ng tennis player kasi pareho kayong nagte-train, nagkikita sa court?
Siguro.
Okay, she's playing safe. Her dad's probably watching. What about you, Natalie? Do you find that guys court you in the tennis court?
No, not really. I wouldn't find it very comfortable because, if you're training and he's there as well. It kind of distracts you sometimes. So in my opinion, I wouldn't be very much comfortable if my boyfriend was playing tennis as well.
Especially if you play better than him, right? You're like, I can beat you. Okay, thank you very much, Arena and Natalie. But don't go away, because we'll be back with so much more when you come back at Health Central. My sandwich is here, so why don't you guys watch Roland Kraut with Tennis Basics.
Good morning, I'm Roland Kraut and I'm the head coach of the lawn tennis team of De La Salle University. And to my right is Mr. Taddy Cruz. He's our top player from La Salle. And he's our team captain. And to my left is Mr. Edmar Carrillo, a tennis pro from Makati Sports Club. So, today I'll be here to teach you the basics of tennis. All the basic strokes from the forehand, the serve, backhand, and everything. Make it easier for the beginners and even for the advanced players. Okay, so now we'll start with our first stroke, the forehand. So when we teach people to play, we teach with different techniques, one for the beginner and for the advanced. So okay, we'll start. In my case, I'm left-handed. So these are for the left-handed beginners, especially for the little kids. We teach 4 positions. So this is the first position, the ready position. With the knees slightly bent and the feet apart. Ready position, that's number 1. Number 2 is the backswing. You notice the bottom of the racket is facing the net, and the other hand, in my case the right hand, the non-dominant arm, is pointing to the net. That's the second position. Third position is you make a step toward the ball. You notice my back foot, the toes are on the ground, meaning there's absolutely no weight on the back foot. Everything's in front. You don't want to hit the ball with the weight at the back. So everything's in the front. That's the third position. Fourth position is the actual hitting of the ball. So there, for the little kids, you master it one by one. Step 1, 2, 3, and 4. You practice it and practice it until you get it fluidly and in one complete motion. There. And now for the advanced, we can see Taddy here. Notice the arm. The left arm is positioned in front for balance of his body. And the feet are properly positioned. He moves towards the ball, not away from the ball. His eyes are always glued at the ball. That's a problem with some club players. They don't keep their eyes on the ball, and this causes, you know, some mishits and some errors. Those are the basic rules that club players must remember. Always keep the eyes on the ball and always keep your body balanced. Now we have the second baseline stroke, the backhand. So basically, we have 2 types of backhands. One is the double-fisted backhand, where you use 2 hands, and the other is the single-fisted backhand, where you use 1 hand. So again, for the beginners and for the little kids, we have the 4 positions. First position, ready position, again, same as the forehand. And then the backswing. This time we use both hands, but then the bottom of the racket still facing the net. Third position is the step. And then we have the 4th position, the follow-through. Same thing, same as the forehand, set as in the other side. For the single-fisted backhand, or the one-handed backhand, same thing. First position, second position, and make the step. Third position, follow-through. The follow-through is higher than the double-fisted backhand, since the double-fisted backhand is only here. So you can see Taddy's right foot is always positioned in front for more balance and more control. And his follow-through is, he really extends his right arm to get more placement. Okay, now we have the serve. The serve is the first stroke to start the point. The front foot is pointed to the left side of the net, the left net post. and Taddy, the right-handers, the left foot, the front foot in this case, is pointing to the right post of the net. There, and the back foot is always pointed to make sure that you hit the ball in front, never at the back, always in front. For beginners, we start the serve with the back stretch, elbow always higher than the shoulders, and then we hit the ball in front, always in front. Notice this knees bend to get more power and more extension. He always hits the ball in the highest part of the toss, always the highest. There. Okay, now we have the volley. So we'll teach you the forehand and backhand volley. For the beginners, those who don't know, the volley is the stroke you make near the net. This is more of an offensive shot, especially for the good players like Pete Sampras, you know, those guys, they get to the net to volley to pressure the opponent. Okay, so the basic, ready position, and never make a backswing. Pretend there's a wall right here at the back. You never let your racket back. Always in front. Volley in front. Backhand. Volley in front. Forehand. Always, contact is always in front and no backswing. No backswing. So once you make a backswing, surely you're gonna hit the ball late. So no backswing. Always in front. The ready position, you notice his racket's always up. Racket head is always up. Never the butt of the racket. Always up. Follow through. There. So there, that was the tennis fundamentals in a nutshell. I hope you learned from Mr. Edmar Carillo from Makati Sports Club and Taddy Cruz, our player from LaSalle. I'm Roland Kraut, the tennis coach of LaSalle. I hope you learned something, and I'm encouraging you, especially the young kids, try out tennis.
We're back and Roland just taught us the tennis basics and now he's here with some of his friends. Roland, can you introduce your friends?
Okay, we start with Mr. Pop Sabandon. He's currently the #4 men's player in the country today. And second is my brother, Julius Kraut. He's a tennis pro in Philippine Colombian and he also joins tournaments.
Who's older?
He's older. And to my left is Mr. Johnny Arcilla. He's now the #2 national player in the country.
Guys, look happy. You have such nice positions. You're sad. Okay, go.
And finally is Mr. Taddy Cruz. He's the team captain of the DLSU varsity team.
Double D, ha? He gets pick on if it's 1D lang. So, what brought you guys together? Was it tennis or you guys were really friends to begin with and you all decided to play tennis again together?
Well, me and my brother, I've seen him, I see him every day in the house since I was a little kid. And Taddy was my classmate in grade school in LaSalle. And these two I met in the tennis court.
Okay, so you see your brother every day in the house and you wanted to get away from him only to find out that he's in the same court. So, did you start tennis or did your younger brother start it?
Well,
in the family at least.
Well, I was the one who was successful first, and then eventually he stole the show.
Okay, so he stole the show. So it's a younger brother bad thing to do. Who started the goatee among the both of you?
He did.
Oh, you did, and he followed you this time. So okay, and Pop here. What advice can you give to the young kids who want to start playing tennis?
You should have self-discipline yourself and work harder, and because they should try hard, focus on what they do.
So you got it. Work hard, discipline, and focus. Let's talk to. Let me see, Johnny. Here's Johnny. So Johnny, how old did you start playing tennis?
5 years old.
And what made you start playing tennis?
10.
Okay. So, okay, we have, let me see, Taddy with a double D, right? See, I'm getting their names right. This is pretty good for someone who just met them 10 seconds ago. Taddy, how often do you train in a day?
Basically, we practice Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at Rizal Memorial
For how long?
for like 2 hours. Then after that, we go to the gym to lift weights.
Okay, what's your advice for people that want to take tennis?
If they want to be good at tennis, they should start early, and they should always be focused in whatever they do.
Start early and be focused in what they do, okay? What is your advice for tennis?
If you want good tennis, just practice and hard work.
So sa palagay mo, kung magpa-practice sila ng sobra-sobra, gagaling din sila katulad mo?
Oo, gagaling sila pag tiyaga lang sila.
O baka lalampas pa sa'yo. Paano na yan?
Okay lang.
Okay. And Pops, what's your final piece of advice for people na gustong mag-tennis? Anong dapat maalala nila?
Dapat mag-set sila ng goal para sa plan nila sa buhay nila.
And Julius, what do you think they should keep in mind when they play tennis?
Well, my best advice is stay away from vices. Because you're not supposed to be smoking, you're not supposed to be drinking, and you have to be really serious in your attitude towards tennis.
Okay, and you, of course, your final piece of advice?
Well, what all of them said. And and basta you need to have a goal. Set your mind. If you wanna play, you wanna be a professional, you have to work hard definitely.
We'd like to thank all you guys for coming by this morning. I know it's really early and you guys have like school and you guys have like work for your dad, but I'm sure they'll excuse you because you're the SOOs. So we hope you come visit us again. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, let's see. I got their names right. Thank you, Pops. Thank you, Julius. Thank you, Roland. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Teddy. I'm learning.